Two homes can cost almost the same, offer similar square footage, and give you completely different living experiences. One keeps most of your week inside a manageable radius. The other turns dinner plans, medical appointments, airport pickups, and family visits into a long-term relationship with the freeway. Phoenix is a very good market at making 30 miles look emotionally reasonable on a map. So before you fall for a house, a clubhouse, or a suspiciously perfect model home kitchen, you need to decide which side of the valley supports the life you actually plan to live. The East Valley and the West Valley both offer great options. Unfortunately, that does not make the decision easier. I'm not going to hand you a winner because there is no universal winner. Anyone who tells you one side is automatically better is probably describing their own routine and hoping yours happens to match. Instead, I want to help you narrow the map based on where you will spend your time, what you value, and how much driving you are willing to tolerate before you start muttering at strangers through a closed car window. Keep one question in mind throughout this video. What will an ordinary Tuesday look like after you move? That answer matters more than the version of Phoenix you experienced during a 4-day house hunting trip. Most buyers begin with the home. You compare kitchens, lot sizes, community amenities, finishes, and whether the garage can hold 2 vehicles without requiring advanced geometry. The problem is that the home only represents one part of your living experience. Your location determines how easily you can use everything outside of it. A property may be advertised as close to shopping, dining, recreation, and healthcare, but close is one of the hardest working words in real estate. It could mean 10 minutes. It could also mean 40 minutes, 2 freeway changes, and a strong personal commitment to podcasts. The first step is identifying your anchor. Your anchor is the person, place, or activity that will pull you away from the home most often. Family may be the obvious choice. Frequent flyers might care more about airport access. Regular appointments can make a specific healthcare network central to the search. Your week could revolve around golf, hiking, fitness classes, volunteering, church, restaurants, or social groups. 1 or 2 of those priorities will usually matter more than everything else. What I want you to do is write them down before you start touring homes. Otherwise, the model home gets to make the decision, and the model home has never had a delayed flight, a cardiology appointment, or a grocery run at 5 o'clock. Buyers often focus on exceptional days. They picture spring training, weekend hikes, family visits, or dinner somewhere they saw on Instagram. Those moments count, but they do not make up most of your calendar. Daily routines have a much larger influence on whether you enjoy where you live. Think about the errands you repeat. Consider how often you will see family. Look at the places you expect to visit every week rather than the attractions you might use twice a year. Airport access is a good example. Someone traveling every month may want a location that makes Sky Harbor easier to reach. Another person who flies once or twice a year might be giving the airport far too much power over their home search. A 30-minute airport drive can sound terrible until you realize you only make it twice a year. Meanwhile, the grocery store you use 3 times a week is 20 minutes away because nobody thought to test that route. Your priorities need to come from your real life, not somebody else's relocation checklist. The East Valley includes areas such as Scottsdale, Tempe, Mesa, Chandler, Gilbert, Queen Creek, and other surrounding communities. That does not mean those places deliver the same experience. Take Scottsdale, for example. That is not a slightly fancier version of living in Queen Creek. The development patterns, surrounding amenities, travel routes, housing options, and other general pace can differ considerably. Saying you prefer the East Valley narrows the search, but only slightly. You still need to determine which part of it fits your routine. An established area may put more dining, shopping, recreation, and services nearby. A newer community could offer the house, amenities, or neighborhood environment you want while requiring longer drives to certain destinations. Neither option wins automatically. Your best choice depends on which trade-off you would rather make. Suppose you enjoy frequent dinners out, regular travel, fitness classes, and spontaneous plans with friends. Proximity may be worth accepting less house or a higher purchase price. Now picture a routine centered around your home, local community amenities, nearby errands, and occasional trips across town. Paying extra to live near attractions you rarely use would be a strange form of financial generosity. A good location should support the life you already want. It should not require you to manufacture a new personality to justify the mortgage. Let's look at the other side of the valley. The West Valley also covers a wide range of lifestyles. Glendale, Peoria, Surprise, Goodyear, Buckeye, and other nearby communities each bring different amenities, travel routes, and development style. One buyer may be drawn to new construction. Someone else may want to remain close to family already living in West Central Phoenix. Golf, sporting events, community facilities, medical providers, or the pace of a particular area may become the deciding factor. Calling all of that the West Valley is convenient, but it is not especially useful or accurate. Your experience in Peoria will not mirror your life in Buckeye. I want to be very clear. The side of town you select only begins the search. The specific community determines whether the choice works or not. At this point, if you tell me which direction you're currently leaning and what it is that's pulling you there, I'll tell you that the reason or reasons matter more than the side. Family creates one type of search. Golf leads somewhere else. Pricing, airport access, new construction, or a particular retirement community could each produce a different answer. Your comment may also help someone else realize they've been comparing houses without deciding what they actually want nearby. So throw those comments in. Now we need to deal with one of the biggest relocation traps. Distance does not equal convenience. Phoenix can make 25 miles feel perfectly manageable on a Sunday morning. Try the same route late on a weekday and suddenly you're learning things about yourself. A map can show mileage. It cannot measure how quickly the drive becomes irritating after you repeat it twice every single week. Test the routes that will matter before you commit to the area. Drive from a potential community to the places you expect to use. Check the trip during a realistic time rather than the quietest part of the day. Visit the grocery store you would actually choose. Head toward the medical office, recreation area, family member's house, or restaurant district you expect to frequent. One practice drive can reveal more about a location than another afternoon spent admiring backsplashes. Housing value also changes depending on what you expect the property to do for you. The West Valley may offer more of the home, community, or amenities you want within your budget. That could be the smarter choice even when some regional destinations sit further away. On the other hand, an East Valley property with less space may still improve your daily life if it keeps your priorities closer. This is not simply a choice between convenience and square footage. You are comparing what each location gives you against what it asks you to tolerate. Every area comes with a trade-off. Newer construction may place you farther from established destinations. Better access can mean less house, a smaller lot, or a higher price. A quieter setting might limit spontaneous dining and entertainment. More activity nearby could introduce traffic, noise, or a pace you hoped to leave behind. Your goal is not finding a perfect location. You need to choose the imperfections that will annoy you the least. That becomes especially important when two people are making the move together. You may look at the same map and imagine completely different retirements or living experiences. One person wants golf, quiet mornings, space for guests, and very little reason to leave the community. The other cares about restaurants, airport access, workouts, and being near friends. A larger house will not settle that disagreement, trust me. Have the lifestyle conversation before narrowing down to the proper real estate. Otherwise, you can end up with a beautiful home that satisfies the property list while making one person feel disconnected from the life they expected. I would rather see you argue about that now than discover it during your third cross-valley drive of the week. Recreation deserves more scrutiny than a list of nearby amenities. Phoenix offers hiking, golf, pickleball, fitness facilities, pools, trails, and community programming across the metro area. Access varies, but frequency matters more. If you hike several mornings a week, proximity to your preferred trail system could shape the entire search. Someone who uses community fitness facilities and pickleball courts may have little reason to drive elsewhere for recreation. Golf also means different things to different buyers. Living inside a golf community may be essential. Staying near several public courses could provide more flexibility. You might also enjoy golf in theory, which is how people end up paying for beautiful amenities they observe mainly through the car window. Clubhouse photos are basically dating profile photos for communities. They show everything at its absolute best. Your job is figuring out whether the relationship works on a random Wednesday. Healthcare belongs in the location conversation as well, although it should not control the search unless your circumstances require it. Look at your existing providers, insurance network, expected services, and willingness to change doctors after moving. A highly regarded facility in the opposite side of the valley may offer little practical value if routine visits become an exhausting trip. On the other hand, you may have complete flexibility and care more about other aspects of the location. Avoid assuming that a nearby medical building means every service or provider you need will be convenient. Verify the details that apply to you before allowing a general healthcare label to influence the purchase. Airport access needs to have the same level of honesty. People often say they want to live close to Sky Harbor without defining what close means. Would 30 minutes bother you? Does the drive happen monthly or once a year? Are you picking up visiting family regularly, or will your guests rent a car and become responsible for their own geographic education? Once you define the frequency, airport proximity either becomes meaningful or drops several places down the priority list. Community amenities can create a whole nother distraction. Pools, trails, restaurants, recreation centers, shopping, and social activities all sound valuable during a home search. Their usefulness depends on whether you will actually use them. A long amenity list does not guarantee convenience. Sometimes a location with fewer nearby attractions works better because the right ones fit naturally into your week. Another buyer needs variety and activity close by to avoid feeling isolated. There is no correct personality to have here. Just be honest about yours. By now, you can see why I am not crowning the East Valley or the West Valley. Your routine decides the winner, not me. Before scheduling home tours, identify the 2 or 3 locations that will anchor your week. Use specific addresses whenever possible instead of broad categories such as healthcare, shopping, or recreation. Compare a few communities on both sides based on the drives you are likely to repeat often. Then spend part of your Phoenix visit behaving like a resident instead of a tourist. Buy groceries. Drive the area after the tour schedule ends. Grab lunch somewhere you would realistically return to. Test the routes that looked harmless on the map. After that, compare the lifestyle trade-off against the housing benefit. Decide whether newer construction, additional space, lower maintenance, community amenities, or a preferred neighborhood feel justifies whatever convenience you would give up. Your best side of Phoenix is not the one with the loudest fans. It is the side that makes your normal week easier without forcing you to compromise on the things you care about most. Still feeling split between East and West is not a bad sign. It usually means the home search started before the lifestyle priorities were fully sorted, which is okay. Subscribe if you want practical Phoenix relocation guidance without the fantasy version where every neighborhood is perfect and every drive takes 12 minutes. That's not true. Then tell me what sits at the center of your decision. Once that becomes clear, the map usually gets much, much smaller. I hope this helps. I look forward to connecting with you.